This time, I shall reign triumphant.
Hey there, my Bandicoot bouncing, crate smashing champions! Today we're diving headfirst into a whirlpool of nostalgia, spinning through the tales of a certain marsupial who made wearing jeans cool long before the advent of fashion influencers. I'm talking about none other than Crash Bandicoot, the game that had us all questioning the aerodynamic properties of spinning and its effects on wild animals and evil scientists alike. So strap in, or should I say spin in, as we uncover the roots of this iconic franchise that taught us the true meaning of jump first, ask questions later.
And I can't get rid of them. And there's no budget for better henchmen. It wasn't the same after the last games.
Our story starts in the early 90s when a duo of developers at Naughty Dog, Andy Gavin and Jason Rubin, embarked on a journey that would redefine the platforming genre. Picture this: two guys, a dream, and the ambitious goal to create a character that could rival the likes of Mario and Sonic. They didn't just want to make a game, they wanted to make the game. A title so groundbreaking that it would become synonymous with the PlayStation itself. And so, with a blend of creativity, cutting-edge technology, and a little bit of madness, Crash Bandicoot was born. The development of Crash Bandicoot wasn't just a walk in the park. Oh no, it was more like a sprint through a gauntlet of explosive crates. The team faced the monumental task of pushing the PlayStation to its limits. They developed unique techniques for rendering graphics that allowed Crash to run, jump, and spin in a lush 3D environment, which was no small feat at the time when most games were still exploring the flatlands of 2D. But how did they come up with the idea for a Bandicoot protagonist? Well, after sifting through a zoo's worth of animals, Crash was chosen for his unique appeal and the fact that, frankly, not many people knew what a Bandicoot was. This exotic charm added to the allure of the game, giving players something new and intriguing to explore. The team also drew inspiration from the landscapes and wildlife of Australia, infusing the game with a vibrant and untamed aesthetic that stood apart from the urban and fantastical settings of other platformers. The result was a game that didn't just play well, but also transported the players to a world brimming with personality and charm. But Naughty Dog's innovation didn't stop at the graphics and character design. The gameplay of Crash Bandicoot was meticulously crafted to offer a challenge that was both infuriating and irresistible. The game's levels were designed to test the limits of players' reflexes and patience, with precision jumps, timed obstacles, and a smorgasbord of enemies that kept gamers on their toes.
My ship!
Crash Bandicoot's cast of characters is like attending a family reunion where everyone's slightly eccentric. At the center is Crash, a laid-back marsupial with an attitude and an insatiable appetite for a Wumpa fruit. Then there's Coco, Crash's tech-savvy sister who can hack into just about anything while still finding time to ask Crash to fetch batteries for her laptop. And let's not forget Aku Aku, the mystical mask who guides and protects Crash, offering sage advice and occasionally making us question the aerodynamics of floating wooden masks. The antagonist of this family gathering is none other than Dr. Neo Cortex, a mad scientist with a penchant for world domination and creating anthropomorphic animals. His plans always seem to involve some grand scheme of turning animals into an army to take over the world, but thankfully, he's as good at accomplishing his goals as Crash is at staying out of trouble. The lore of Crash Bandicoot is deceptively simple. Stop Cortex from taking over the world. However, the charm of the story lies not in its complexity, but in its delivery. Each game in the series expands the universe, introducing new characters like the time-traveling villain Entropy and the muscle-bound Dingodile. each with their own quirks and backstory. The lore cleverly intertwines with the gameplay, making each level not just a challenge to overcome, but a piece of the story unfolding. But what truly sets Crash Bandicoot apart is how the game uses its characters and lore to craft a world that's both whimsical and engaging. It's a game where the villain's henchmen include a kangaroo with boxing gloves and a Poto-roo in a pinstripe suit. It's as if the game is winking at you, saying, yes, we know this is ridiculous, but isn't it fantastic?
Basil stole my ship and think of it as some kind of deity. I want you buffoons to get it back.
Diving into the gameplay mechanics of Crash Bandicoot is like peeling back the layers of an onion. But instead of tears, you're rewarded with moments of triumphant joy and, okay, maybe a few tears of frustration. This game didn't just challenge players, it redefined what a platformer could be in the era of 3D gaming. Let's spin into the nitty-gritty of what made Crash's gameplay stand out from the crowd. First off, Crash Bandicoot took the road less traveled by venturing into the third dimension. While most platformers of the time were a side-scrolling affair, Crash Bandicoot said, nope, we're going full 3D. But it's not the 3D in the sense of an open world, it's more like a hallway. Think of it as being on a really wild nature trail where you can't step off the path, but everything around you is trying to knock you off of it. This innovative approach allowed for precise jumps and movements which were essential for navigating the game's treacherous levels. Speaking of levels, let's talk design. Each level in Crash Bandicoot feels like a carefully crafted obstacle course, designed to test your timing, patience, and reflexes. From dodging TNT crates to timing jumps over pits of spikes, the game continually finds new ways to challenge players. And just when you think you've got the hang of it, it throws in a boulder chasing sequence that has you running towards the camera, questioning every life decision you've ever made. But what truly sets the gameplay apart is the balance of risk and reward.
I need your help.
You monster! Get away from my brother!
Take the crate system, for instance. Players can smash crates for Woopa fruits, extra lives, and protective Aku Aku masks. But some crates are booby-trapped, adding a delicious layer of strategy to the mix. Do you risk going for the extra life, or do you play it safe? And let's not forget about the bonus levels, hidden paths, and secret areas that reward the curious and the brave. The genius of Crash Bandicoot's gameplay mechanics lies in its ability to be both accessible and deeply challenging. It welcomes players with its colorful world and charming characters, but doesn't hold back in testing their skills. The game's difficulty curve is like a roller coaster designed by a mad scientist. It starts off easy enough, lulling you into a false sense of security, then gradually increases the intensity until you're shouting at your TV because you missed that jump for the umpteenth time. Upon its release, Crash Bandicoot became the must-have game for PlayStation owners, catapulting it into the realm of Mascot status. It was a game you talked about on the playground, the game you bragged about beating, and the game you secretly cried over when no one was looking because that one level was just so darn hard. The original Crash Bandicoot game sold millions of copies worldwide, firmly establishing itself as one of the best-selling PlayStation games of its time. But it didn't stop there. The success of the first game paved the way for sequels, spin-offs, and even remasters, each contributing to a franchise that has sold over 50 million units globally. That's right, 50 million. That's like if every person in South Korea decided, yep, we need some Crash in our lives. But Crash Bandicoot's influence extends beyond just impressive sales figures. It became a cultural icon, shaping the childhoods of many and leaving a lasting impact on the gaming industry. This Bandicoot was instrumental in defining the PlayStation's identity as a console where innovative fun and challenging games could thrive. It showed that a character didn't need to be a plumber or a hedgehog to capture the hearts of gamers. Sometimes, all it takes is a pair of jeans and a good spin. The game's success also demonstrated the potential of 3D platforming, encouraging developers to explore new and innovative ways to create immersion gaming experiences. Crash Bandicoot's legacy can be seen in the evolution of platforming games that followed, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in terms of gameplay, storytelling, and character design. Moreover, Crash Bandicoot has permeated pop culture in ways few video games have, from appearances in other video games to merchandise, and even rumors of a movie adaptation. The impact of Crash is undeniable. It's a franchise that has managed to stay relevant through the years, with the Insane Trilogy remaster bringing the original games to a new generation of players, proving that good gameplay never goes out of style. But this franchise is like a treasure trove for the detail-obsessed and the secret hunters among us. It's packed with hidden gems, nods to the developers, and cheeky bits of trivia that make replaying these games not just a trip down memory lane, but an adventure into the unknown. First up, did you know that Crash Bandicoot's original name wasn't Crash? Oh no, during development, he was affectionately dubbed Willy the Wombat. But let's be honest, Willy the Wombat doesn't quite have the same ring to it, nor does it capture the essence of Crash's crashy nature. The name Crash was ultimately chosen to reflect the character's penchant for smashing crates. It's snappy, it's catchy, and it perfectly encapsulates our hero's modus operandi. Now for the Easter egg enthusiasts. Hidden levels. The original Crash Bandicoot games are notorious for their secret paths and hidden areas, but you didn't know that there are entire levels that were cut from the final games yet still lurk within the code. One famous example is Stormy Ascent, a level from the original game that was deemed too difficult by the developers and was left out for the final release. However, it remained on the game disc, accessible to those with the know-how and the penchant for punishment. It's like finding a hidden door in your house that leads to a room filled with nothing but pain and despair. But wait, there's more. Crash Bandicoot also loves to poke fun at itself and its creators. One of the game's most memorable baddies, Dr. Neo Cortex, is rumored to be modeled after one of the game's developers, with his large forehead and mad scientist vibes. It's the ultimate form of flattery, right? Becoming a villain in your own game. And let's not forget about the Wumpa Fruit. These collectible items are Crash's favorite snack and a staple of the franchise. But did you know that in early development, Wumpa Fruit were actually going to be apples? The change to the fictional Wumpa Fruit was made to give the game a more unique and exotic feel, further emphasizing its Australian-inspired setting. Plus, it saved us all from asking why an Australian Bandicoot was so obsessed with apples. In the end, Crash Bandicoot's legacy is not just in its innovative gameplay, memorable characters, or even its contribution to the platforming genre. It's the laughter, the frustration, the shared memories of playing and replaying levels until you got it just right. It's a reminder that sometimes taking a leap of faith, or a well-timed jump, can lead to something truly amazing. So next time you find yourself facing an insurmountable challenge, just ask yourself, what would Crash do? Probably spin wildly and wear cool shorts while doing it. But hey, that's a start. If you enjoyed spinning through the history of Crash Bandicoot, click this video here to see more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.